All right, time to get down to the Mr. GLOAT podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another special episode, ladies and gentlemen. And today is a doozy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the month that makes me feel, man, how ironic it is. Because, guys, at this moment, it's already the first week of Thursday, the 7th. And at this moment, guys, I just think to myself, considering nothing crazy is going to happen this week, I decided to myself to just put it all on the line, take a little bit of a break off, and see what happens. Because, guys, at this moment, not a lot of crazy stuff is happening, guys. Not much. But on August the 13th, guys, if people didn't know, Saudi Arabia is already going back to do the promotional of the WBC Grand Prix, super lightweight and middleweight and heavyweight and also featherweight tournaments and quarterfinals. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Because at this moment, guys, we already have multiple fighters in the division. So these are the quarterfinals where we have 4 or so fights, the final eight competitors from each division, and the Grand Prix has been holding off ever since. Now, I don't know if I talked about this before, so I'll talk about it again. We already have Keaton Gomez, a 12-3 fighter, a guy that's not ranked as much because he's in the Bridgerweight, and the Bridgerweight does not exist in BoxRec. He's picked out 2 amazing knockout wins against 5-2 and a 2-0 fighter in April and June in those tournaments of the round of 32 and the round of 16. So good luck, because he's going to take on a favorite fighter of Devin Young, a 9-0 fighter from South Carolina, 27 years old, ranked number 76 in the heavyweight. The guy's victory of a second-round KO and a good 6-round domination decision, considering he was deducted points and he was deducted for spitting out his mouthpiece after round 5. So that's going to be questioned to know how he's going to do with Keaton Gomez. We also have guys ranked number 63 of Sotny Ragova, a 12-0 fighter from the country of Ukraine, born in the country of Georgia, living in California, but representing the UK, so take that for what you will, has scored out good victories as we speak. But his competitor, Ahmed Krinjic, is from the country of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Ranked number 130, he's 5-0 with 4 knockouts, not better than 12 wins and 8 knockouts by our Ukrainian fighter here, but it's good enough after he scored out some random fights in his first years in his pro in 2024, which was just a start. So seeing him being in the tournament, score out a 3rd-round TKO and a 5th-round TKO, it's going to be interesting to know where he's going to go, because at this moment, it's going to be interesting to know where he's going to go. Pretty much. By the way, guys, before I continue with the last 2 fighters in the rankings, I will point this out, guys. There's not going to be a lot of crazy stuff happening, but I will be following along with the tournament to see what will happen. But with everything going on, there's a couple interesting moments I do want to talk in this episode while we're speeding through the month of August. So, guys, the other heavyweight fight in the division, we have Piotr Lakziz, a 14-0 fighter, ranked number 55 in the heavyweight in Poland. 14 wins, 10 knockouts, winning out a couple undefeated fighters in his career in the tournament. It's going to be interesting to know what he's going to do, because his opponent is Kevin Christopher Ramirez from Argentina, a 10-0-1 fighter, picking out some interesting wins in his career. And looking back at it, it is interesting because he's defeated a couple undefeated fighters in this tournament. So it's going to be interesting to know what he's going to do, because Ramirez is also ranked number 55 in the cruiserweight. So And even though he weighed 200 and a quarter pounds and 202 and a quarter pounds in his 2 fights in this division, and his opponent was at 223 and a half and 221 and a half in his fight. So good luck for the Polish fighter if he wants to take out this Argentinian fighter that might pull out an upset victory here. Also, guys, we have Dante Stone, a guy that lost his first professional fight in the division, comes out of nowhere to win out a 20-fight streak. He's pulled out a couple okay wins in his running in this tournament. And to be honest, people already think that him from America is a bust because he's ranked number 59. But yet again, from Arizona, people don't have a chance. He doesn't have what it takes. That is until we had Younes Baula, a guy with 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. And this guy's career is kind of ridiculous because originally, guys, his first fight as him from the country of Morocco, he scored out a draw after the first fight against a 4-0 guy of Morten Jiskov. And it wasn't good seeing him fight the draw, but then they later had Bala advance to the finals enhanced scoring system of a tiebreaker after 5-3, 5-3, and 6-5. Even after 3 judges scored it all to a UD decision of a draw, a unanimous draw. And then 2 months later, considering he got lucky, he lost against Lazibek, the guy that was the gold medalist in the heavyweight last year ago, not the super heavyweight, by a 6-round points decision. But for some reason, Lazibek, he decided to withdraw from the fight, or maybe he's not in shape. I don't know. So seeing this guy from Morocco not doing a good job in the tournament get another chance, yeah, this will be a wild moment because he's ranked number 359 in the ranking. So this win right here will be ridiculous if he does pull out this win. And the most important thing, guys, is what's going to happen when this is over. Because, guys, keep this in mind. I do want the Polish fighter because, okay, here's the thing. Devin Young, Ahmed Krenjik, the Ukrainian fighter, the Polish fighter, are the only guys that are undefeated. Christopher of Ramirez, Argentina, yes, he's undefeated, but has 1 draw. Keaton Gomez, 12-3. Dante Stone, 20-1. 2-1-1 for the Moroccan fighter. So I hope we get to see the undefeated fighters battle each other for someone Zoe has to go and win out the tournament, because at this moment, I just hope we get that, because it is ridiculous to see how this is going to go, but we're just going to have to wait and see when that time comes. As for the rest of the other WBC Grand Prix tournaments that are going to happen this week, well, we'll see. We'll see. But speaking about guys, we'll see. Guys, the last time I remembered, I drank Starbucks Frappuccino oat milk. And realizing how bad oat milk was, I'm going to do it again. This time it's dark chocolate brownie. Dark chocolate brownie, you say, huh? Well, first for everybody, I'm not really a fan of oat milk, but I bought it, so I'm not going to... Okay, give me a second, guys. Sorry. Anyway, let's just pour this into a glass. Oh, it tastes wrong. To be honest, guys, wait. Not tasting anything. Not tasting much of the dark chocolate brownie in that, so I'm going to have to take a break from that. I don't know what I'm tasting there. You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. Okay, I really don't know what to say about that flavor. I'm just going to just ignore it for the heck of it. I don't know. Does this taste bad? Yeah, I'm gonna take some time getting used to. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna get used to. I don't know why it wants me to sneeze right now, so bless you to myself there. Wow. All right, guys. Really, and guys, I am not a fan of oat milk, so but whoever likes it, good job. Sure makes me want to sneeze. Anyway, guys. So, guys, I only have a couple more topics to talk about in this video. This might be a 30-minute video because at this moment, guys, before I get to my second topic right now, the third topic I'm going to save for last because it might be a long one. But, guys, considering that, speaking about August the 13th, which is the tournament of the Grand Prix WBC, August the 15th, we have Mizuki Hiruta taking on Naomi Cardenas Gomez, a 9-0 Mexican woman, fighting for the WBO and the Ring Magazine Super Flyweight Championship, which will take place on USA UFC Fight Pass viewing network on the promoter of Tom Loeffler for the 360 promotion in the California State Athletic Commission. We'll have other fights such as Omar Can Trinidad, ranked number 9 in the featherweight of men's boxing, taking on a full-year hiatus fighter of Lorenzo Para for the WBC Continental Americas Featherweight Championship. So we also have Guadalupe Medina, 10-0 at the time. She's going to have her fighting for her 11th professional fight, considering she's actually 21 years old. So yeah, we don't know how far she's going to go considering her resume, but who knows? But I just hope Mizuki Hiruta picks out a win there. Also, guys, on August the 16th, which will be live in Saudi Arabia 3 days after the Grand Prix, as, yes, we have Dillian White versus Moses Atama, which will be interesting. There's no title fights or any reports about that now for Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren Promotions. We have fights like Nick Ball taking on Sam Goodman in the featherweight. Raymond Ford, 17-1-1, ranked number 4 in the super featherweight, will take on Abraham Nova, well, to be honest, not really a ranked fighter, ranked number 58. Mohamed Alakel, the Saudi Arabian fighter, I have talked about a good amount of times. That's 4-0, but he's ranked number 486. He's taken on a guy that's named Yunman Santosh Singh, a guy that's ranked number 1002 in the super featherweight. So good luck to that. Is it super featherweight? Yeah, it is. From India. And Mohamed Akel, nope, he's ranked in the lightweight. Yet again, I really don't know much about him. Phil Pergovich and David Adelaide are trying to get their other shots in the heavyweight, so good luck with them that day. And Hayato Tsutsumi, number 24, that's 7-0, will have another fight in the super featherweight from Japan, and he's going to try to get another good ranked fight here, considering the guy is ranked number 305. Yeah, technically, I really don't know what to say about this one. There's not a lot of reports about anything as much that will take place. Guys, there's not a lot of things that are going to happen in August, so it seems like I'm going to, I already have for a 5-part episode series, I'm going to talk about the Road of Undisputed Champion in the next few weeks during the final days of August. So, yeah, I really don't know what else to talk about in the future for the next weeks. but we'll see what happens. Say it before and I'll say it again. Not much of an oat milk guy. Yeah. I think my final thing I can talk about this is, like, to be honest, guys, I really can't say much about what is about to happen in any other fights. If there is any. Because what I see is a I really don't know what I see here in the next couple weeks. Because, guys, it seems like the month of August is not going to fill in a lot of title shots as we think. Like, considering on August the 3rd, we do have Takura Inoue taking on Masataka Taniguchi, which is on August the 3rd, but I am recording this before, considering wherever he does. But I think the only information I can point out, because, guys, even after this video is uploaded, tomorrow on August the 8th, as this video is uploaded, there is a WBA light heavyweight final eliminator of Alberto Ramirez taking on Jerome Papeloni, a 19-2 fighter. That's not much of a ranked fighter. That's ranked number 27 out of, with Alberto Ramirez number 7 in the rankings. So, and this will take place in the country of Libya. So, considering it's live on DAZN and Argentina TYC Sports. So, whatever is going to happen there that day tomorrow, guys, because Mike Perez in the cruiserweight is having another fight. And technically, we have an undefeated fight against 2 featherweight fighters, which will be interesting in the 12-round fight. So, yeah, but still no title shot. There's no title on the line that day. So, I really don't know what else to point out. Like, what else is going to happen or something like that. I really don't know, because technically, like, there isn't a lot of title shots, or maybe there is some title shots happening, but they might be WBA title fights. And I say it before and I'll say it again, the WBA has been erased from the records of BoxRec. So I don't know what fights are WBA right now, except if I find 12-round fights. But yeah, if I do try to look up information and try to find out what the next fights are for champions, we would still be here all day as we speak. So technically, my final thoughts about this, as I'm still trying to scroll through down to each event after August the 1st to August the 15th, and there's just there's not a lot of stuff happening. Like, there's contending and fighters in Japan, but and again, I really can't say for certain. Yeah, to be honest, guys, I really can't find much of competition. I really can't. I'm scrolling. I'm clicking on each scheduled event. So the next world title, as I said before, is Mizuki Hiruda. And by August the 15th, there's TCL boxing matches, and pretty much, yeah, there's fight in, yeah. So wait, is Nick Ball? Is Nick Ball champ? I gotta look this up on current champions, because I think Nick Ball is still a champion as we speak. Nick Ball. Yeah, okay, so Nick Ball is still the WBA champion, as said on Wikipedia for his champion. And oh my gosh, what's the fighter's name? Sam Goodman, the guy that chickened out for Naoya Inoue twice last year ago, so crazy or not. So that's going to be another huge, horrendous fight that's going to take place. And Raymond Ford. Is Raymond Ford also in a championship hope here or something? Because I don't know. In all honesty, there is no Raymond Ford. So, yeah, so there's not a lot of champions in boxing as we speak. But I'm still trying to scroll down for what will happen this month because it seems like trying to find what world titles, because it seems like the month of August is just going to whiz by because I think after the month of July, that's about it. So, yeah, I'm a little bit upset that we are not going to get a lot of stuff happening here, guys. There might be some interesting stuff happening, but I'm already tired of trying to find other fights in this show because technically I really can't find anything else. Like, I'm still looking to see what's going to happen. I'm already past August the 23rd right now, and wow, on August the 23rd in the country of Nigeria, Danny Williams is going to take. Wait a minute. Guys, we just got something. Ladies and gentlemen, guys, on August the 23rd, Saturday in Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos, Nigeria, Danny Williams, former heavyweight contender that's been out of the ring since August the 26th, 2023, not in Saudi Arabia, not in Poland, after his last fight, that was a loss, is going to take on a guy that's been out of the ring since March the 20th, 1999. And that guy's name is none other than Ike Iwabuchi. Ladies and gentlemen, Ike Iwabuchi, the guy that was arrested, sent to prison for over decades, is finally coming back. Both of these guys are 52 years old right now. And Ike Iwabuchi is coming back to fight heavyweight contender Danny Williams. And guys, I talked a lot about Danny Williams. Guys, when I talk about Danny Williams, I talk a good amount of stuff about him. I talk about his loss against the one and only, the Klitschko brother, that he lost in 2004, if that made sense, with Vidui. And I talked about his fight he had 6 months later against Zoltan Petrani and how that fight made him a laughing stock, and talking about how he lost against the same guys like Matt Skeleton and Audrey Harrison he beat in 2005 and 6, only to lose against them in a rematch the same year. And then him taking on Eric Constantin in 2008 in Spain, which that is one of my favorite fights because of how ridiculous that show is. And if you guys haven't heard about it, go, because I made a great fun documentary and talking about that from start to finish. But please give a shout out to SMB Boxing and also another YouTuber that talked about that fight. Because without me and such and other stuff, I would have never known much about it. But when I reviewed the fight from start to finish, man, I had fun. And I also talked about the moment when Danny Williams once dislocated his arm and won in a combat fight against someone that he should have won easily. But yeah, wow, I can't believe it. Guys, here I thought Oliver McCall coming back to boxing and that draw he just made some months ago, which I just felt bad that now I don't want to talk about him anymore. But yeah, looking at this now, I did not know Danny Williams is now fighting again since 1995. Now this is his 30th year in boxing, and he, since October the 21st, 1995 was his debut, almost 30 years, he is going to take on Ike Iwabuchi, a guy that's sent to prison and having problems in his life. And guys, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. This is ridiculous. And I don't know how many people know about this. This is crazy. Guys, I really don't know what to say about that. I'm going to be a little bit interesting about that. Oh, hey, look at this. Weird. Guys, I just found something interesting. Guys, I just found a female boxer, and her name is Blessing Chukwud, and she is from the country of Nigeria, and she just won her first professional fight in February the 2nd, and now she's going to fight again on the same day. We don't know who she's going to fight, but she is actually ranked number 1 of the greatest pound-for-pound boxer in her one debut fight. And her 3rd round knockout, she won. She is number 1 pound-for-pound in the cruiserweight. Yeah, I really don't know what to say about that. And guess how many cruiserweights are in women's boxing? Only 1. And that's just her. Guys, guys, people had to get rid of the cruiserweight. It's just a waste of time. This is so dumb. Oh my gosh, this is so dumb. I really don't know what to say. And look at this. Jack Rafferty is going to take on Mark Chamberlain. That's great. That's just really great. Oh my gosh. Man, there's a lot of moments. Man, there's a lot of fights happening on August the 23rd. I'll say that, but there's no title fights, so that kind of upsets me that we're not. I really don't know what to say. I'm still scrolling, ladies and gentlemen. Still scrolling. Yet again, I'm still scrolling. And we're at August the 30th. Nothing much. And that's it. So, guys, there is not enough heavyweight titles in the month of August. What a bummer. Yeah, guys, I really don't know why there's not a lot of stuff happening. Kind of upsets me. And that's about it. Hey. All right. So, guys, speaking about the story of UFC 3, ladies and gentlemen, there is one person I do want to talk about. And I don't know if I've actually talked about this before, but if I did, I apologize if I actually did talk about this. But I want to talk about it now because it just feels bad. So in UFC 3, Steve Jenim defeated Harold Howard, a guy that had some amazing moments, but it came to an end. Steve Jenim has already suffered out an injury after his UFC 4, and at this moment, his career would come to an end by 95, and nothing much. So both guys came forward. But the way Harold Howard's career ended was just more of an abysmal. And even though we're not at UFC yet because he still has one more left, let's talk about something that happened on August the 14th, 1996, when he took on Hugo Duarte in an event called UVF3. Universal Vale Tudo Fighting 3. Live in Tokyo, Japan, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to be honest, guys, I think this was a tournament at the time. And here's what I can say. And considering I did found footage that's 5 minutes and 45 seconds long, it's going to be interesting. So commentators pointed out it's a 30-minute time limit, and Harold Howard's coming into the ring dressed up differently. Two guys with Harold Howard entering the ring as he's from Canada. He's 38 years old, 6'2", 238 pounds. They talk about the moments and his achievements. He's a 2-time Canadian karate champion and no holds barred in the fighting, and he's a runner-up and also the Brazilian of simply named Hugo. Hugo is from De Janeiro, Brazil, 6'2", 230, 33 years old, a heavyweight Japanese Brazilian Universal Vault champion. And even though they do talk about Harold Howard being in the final round in the UFC, Hugo's career, I wouldn't really say much because I don't know much about him. He comes out to the ring wearing all red. The announcer comes out. The winner comes out of the winner of every match, that's right, will take an advantage with everything they talk about. And at this moment, they go to the announcers talk about it, like any advantage possible. Harold Howard is wearing a white shirt, and he's more of a bigger, larger dude than he was in UFC 3, which was 2 years ago. So who knows? So they get to the announcer, Charlie Ansel, Solomon, and Solone, and he comes out in the event of Valley World Championship. And fighting in the blue corner, the 1984 World Heavyweight Jiu-Jitsu Championship, 2-time Canadian Karate Champion, and the runner-up in the UFC 3 from Niagara Falls, Canada, Harold Howard. We come into the next, and in the red corner, the practitioner of Brazil, the art of what libe, or whatever you like to call it, is a Japanese and Brazilian heavyweight universal Palito champion from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Hugo the Boss Durante. And so they call off the referee, and I love that. So guys, in the tournaments of this, the referee comes over to go to each corner, check for the fighter, hug them, wish them best of luck, this or that. They don't say come to the ring. Like it's crazy because the referee comes to one corner, wishes best of fighter good luck, gives warning, goes to the other opponent, he goes to Howard, and then he takes both of them straight to each other and says, fight. Guys, what I'm going to say, watching this 5-minute, 45-second video that's on YouTube right now, guys, this is the worst downfall in an MMA fighter's career. A guy that made a runner-up finish in UFC 3 that should have won easily and had a horrific situation in 95. It kind of stinks that this is how it ends. Because what I see here was a guy that I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say because... So this is how the fight goes. The referee tells them the fight. Both guys study each other for only a split second. And out of nowhere, Hugo ducks to his body and tries to go for Edge's spear, like doing the Edge spear, grabs Howard's leg and slams Howard to the corner of his corner, and then picks him to his right and drops him to the canvas in the first few seconds. Starting off so strong. And with all that being said, he tries to turn. Howard is trying to put both of his hands to the shoulder of Hugo, pushing him out of the way. But Hugo lets it off And then with 20 seconds into the fight, Harold finally makes another turn and goes underneath the ropes to cover himself. But it didn't work. And Hugo, out of nowhere, as Harold is trying to reach out his left hand to push him away, Hugo throws out these violent punches. And I'm sure some of them might have hit the rope that Harold was under. And Hugo throws multiple punches. He turns his arm outside of the ring, hits him with Harold's head turned away, getting hit in the equilibrium, and Harold taps out at 29 seconds. And that's how the fight ends. Guys, watching this back again, seeing Harold Howard wearing that white shirt and those blue shorts, not like being an MMA fighter, and Hugo Duarte just wearing a just normal black MMA fighting style uniform, as we see today, barely. Just seeing him beat up this guy, which would be his last ever MMA fight in his career, it's so bad to see this. And seeing the punishment and then seeing Harold get back up with his legs, his knees turned on, like he's standing on his knees, looking down, and it seems like he had a cut right here to below to his part of his eye, and and as he's looking down, the camera is looking at him for a few seconds with blood streaking down his face. And then they go to a replay which shows a downward angle looking down on top of a camera, looking at it. And there's a moment that they showed Harold was trying to use his legs to wrap around his head to get him caught, but that was a fail. It was just pretty bad to see this fight end that way because Harold Howard, I really don't know. So both guys hug it out at the end, but yet again, just seeing Harold Howard never fight again, and then Hugo picks up Harold for the end of the fight, and I really don't know what to say about this. They announced the winner of the fight, and that's it. It's so bad to see something like that happen to you. And I wish Harold Howard was a more younger fighter because he would have been a more dangerous prospect 10 years ago. And it's bad that he was not in the prime he was. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this episode. And with all that being said, I hope you viewers enjoyed this short episode. We'll see what happens next week, ladies and gentlemen, as I get down to business for the ranks and the fighters. With that being said, thanks for watching this episode, and the Fox Wolf will be out.